Hello, everyone. Welcome into Week 4 of the Hawkeye Sports Report. We're batting leadoff once again with Hawkeye Radio Network's Rob Brooks. Rob, Iowa goes up to Ames last weekend, needing a win, a big win. They got out of there with the win. It was close, but that score really was not indicative of how much Iowa really dominated that game.
No, it came right down to the stretch. The good thing is this Iowa football team is learning how to win those games. I think that's the key takeaway. But, boy, was that a fun game to watch. This was old-school Iowa football led by Mark Weissman. What a job he did against the Cyclones and has done all year. 85 carries already in 3 ball games. That leads the country. 35 against Iowa State. That's 6th most in Hawkeye history. And then also you look at Damon Bullock. What a job he did against the Cyclones as well. That was probably his best game of the year as he averaged 4.2 yards per carry. Incidentally, Weissman averaged 5 yards per carry. And then you look at Jake Rudock. I think we have to put his name in the mix when we talk about the running game. He has 4 rushing touchdowns and just has that ability to take off and run, especially when you get inside the 10-yard line. Kirk Ferentz really likes the fact that he can roll out. If he doesn't see what he likes with a pass play, he knows where that end zone is, and he has shown the ability to get there.
Shown a lot of poise, too. Western Michigan comes into town this weekend, and they themselves have given up a lot of rushing yards on defense. Do you think Iowa will be more ground and pound this weekend?
I think no matter the opponent coming in this weekend, Iowa is going to run the football. I think that's just going to be the identity of this football team, and rightfully so. But you look at Western Michigan, are they joining the Big Ten? Well, I hope not.
They could be.
At Michigan State to open the season. They lost that ball game 26-13, but a pretty good effort by Western Michigan, and then also lost at Northwestern last weekend, as you mentioned, 38-17. Gave up a ton of yards, but as we know, Northwestern has a little bit different of attack than the Iowa Hawkeyes do, but still, yards are yards, and I think this is a football team the Hawks can run on. But we also remember the problems the Hawkeyes have had with Western Michigan, losing in 2000, and then also that last game of the regular season in 2007, which kept Iowa from a bowl game.
You can bet that'll be circled somewhere in the Iowa football facility during the week. Let's talk about Iowa's wide receivers. We all know Cavante Martin-Manley. He's well established, but there were some new guys that really made a name for themselves this last weekend.
And that's what you're trying to do with this Iowa football team at the receiving position is who's going to step up, who's really going to kind of take charge of a couple of positions. And you really have to like what you saw against Iowa State with some of the young guys. Jake Hillier especially, boy, 26-yard touchdown reception, and that was not an easy catch as Rudock really stayed in the pocket, knew that there was some pressure coming from the backside, probably had to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to, and Jake Hillier, he made his break, and that ball was about 2 or 3 feet from him, had to go upstairs to get it, made a terrific catch, and then yards after catch. That was key to get into the end zone. Big answer by the Iowa offense. And then Tavon Smith, you really have to like the way he is developing. Made that big catch down toward the end zone. So hopefully those are 2 young receivers along with Ray Hamilton. He had a terrific game as a Hawkeye tight end. They're going to come along because Cavante Martin-Manley now over 100 receptions for his career, 1,000 yards. He's the leader with the Hawkeye receiving core, and he's a guy that I've seen so far this year in the 3 ball games, been able to get open when he needs to and makes that key grab. So you remember that big game he had against Pittsburgh a couple of years ago when he had 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. He's that type of guy, quiet maybe off the field, but a big impact with this Hawkeye football team.
Well, and if those other young guys can keep emerging around Cavante, put that with the running game, this offense could be pretty potent coming up.
And the offensive line.
That's right. We're talking a lot about offense, which is great, but how about some defense? Iowa's defense looked great for 3.5 quarters on Saturday. There's some seniors on that defense that are making some big plays.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I think the defensive front's playing very good. We expected the linebackers to play well, and they're playing exceptionally well. And as Kirk Ferentz likes to talk about, good players make good plays, and have relied on some senior leadership as well. Christian Kirksey makes that big hit, recovers his own ball, takes it into the end zone. Tanner Miller, that huge interception a couple of weeks ago, and then James Morris makes a big-time play toward the end of the first half at Iowa State, which leads to an Iowa field goal. I mean, those are huge difference makers, and it's coming from the defensive side of the football.
Now, if they can just learn how to really close out a game, I think that could get a long ways toward the end of the season.
And that's going to have to be something that improves with this Iowa defense. But the key thing is now, when you look at the margin of error, maybe it's widening a little bit. A couple plays like that last year would have killed any chances for a win. Now Iowa maybe makes some mistakes down the stretch, but still comes away with a victory.
Well, if Iowa can win this weekend, it'll be the first 3-game win streak since, believe it or not,
got to go back to 2010.
2010. That seems like a long time ago, but hey,
let's get it done.
They can do it.
Yep.
Rob, thanks as always for stopping by, and we'll see you this weekend.
Thank you.
The game will kick off at 11:01 a.m. That can be seen on the Big Ten Network. We'll be right back with more Hawkeye Sports Report after this.
Hey Hawkeye fans, don't miss the action on Mediacom Court at Carver Hawkeye Arena this fall with an exciting season of Iowa Hawkeye volleyball. For only $30, you get 2 season tickets, 2 Iowa volleyball t-shirts, weekly emails, and much more. Seniors Nikki Daly, Rachel Bedell, and Bethany Yeager want to see you at Carver Hawkeye Arena this season. To order, call 1-800-IA-HAWKS or visit HawkeyeSports.com. We'll see you at Carver Hawkeye Arena this fall. Go Hawks!
Welcome back to the Hawkeye Sports Report. While football was on the road last week, it was still a very busy weekend in town for 6 other sports. Friday in Iowa City, the cross-country teams hosted the Black and Gold Invitational. On the women's side, Alabama, Iowa State, Baylor, and Iowa ran a 4K, finishing in that order in the team scoring. The Hawkeyes were paced by a pair of freshmen. Samantha Zishka finished 14th and Katie Adams 15th. On the men's side, Iowa took the team title, outpacing Alabama and Iowa State with a 1-2-3 finish. Kevin Lewis ran the 6K course in a time of just over 18 minutes 33 seconds. That was 17 seconds ahead of Hawkeye Ben Witt. Sam Chaney was 3 seconds behind Witt for 3rd place.
It was real good. I was pretty surprised at going through the first K in the mile. I didn't really know how fast we were going yet. And I looked at the watch, and it was like I knew I was on PR pace, so it was good that it was that relaxing. So it felt real good. Now, got bumped that up to 8K. So this pace, if I can keep this pace for another 2K, it's a pretty good time, definitely a big PR. So
Iowa takes this weekend off and returns to the course at the Roy Griak Invite in Minneapolis, September 28th. One other racing note, former Hawkeye Diane Curry-Johnson won the women's 10,000 meters title at the Francophone Games in France last week. She continues her stellar professional running career. A big congratulations going out to Nakuri Johnson. The Iowa golf team hosted the annual Golf Week Conference Challenge at Spirit Hollow Golf Course in Burlington this week. The annual tournament brings tough competition to the area, including 3 defending conference champions. Jerry Palmer was in Burlington with his camera Tuesday for the final round.
We're in year 5 of the Golf Week Conference Challenge. It was originally started by Golf Week and University of Iowa. Myself, we kind of thought that this was going to be a unique idea. Lance Ringler at Golf Week came to me and said, hey, is this something you guys would kind of embrace? And it's been amazing, you know, having the field that we do this year, 15 different teams, 15 different conferences, guys out here battling for their conference as well as their team. So each year it's gotten stronger. This year the golf course was phenomenal at Spirit Hollow, and we're very fortunate to be able to host it down here.
A good start, I guess. We had a pretty young team again this year, and I was happy to see, some of the scores get better as the tournament went on. So it was a great start to the year, and I'm just looking forward to, keep progressing as a team and shooting better scores.
It's a cool tournament, it's not, every day that we get to play against so many teams from different parts of the country, different conferences. So it's cool that we get to do that here. The quality of teams is really good. Every year we've gotten probably a little better field, and this year, we've got 4 or 5 ranked teams right now playing, and so it's always a good test right out of the bat here in the first tournament of the year to see where we're at and what we need to improve on as a team.
I think for myself, I have to work more on my short game, putting and chipping, something like that. And I think our team hit the ball pretty good, but I think if we work on short game more, I think we should be better.
The field was great this week. The course was in great shape. We didn't play as well as we would have liked to, but sky's the limit from here. I mean, I feel like we have a lot of potential as a team and as individuals. So we just need to keep getting better, kind of do the little things, and progress from there.
There's a lot of great things about hosting down here. First of all, it's a top quality golf course. I mean, this is the #1 ranked course in the state of Iowa. It kind of shows off the state of Iowa as far as golf courses. The other thing is being able to be around a lot of good Hawkeyes. You know, we have a lot of people, family, that come out to this event that can't necessarily travel to the faraway spots, and we're able to kind of showcase our athletes, which is only once or twice a year. We have one in the spring and one in the fall, and that's what we do.
There's a look at the team standings and Iowa's top finisher. The Hawkeye golfers are at the Wyndham Invitational in Chicago this weekend. The women's golf team heads to Albuquerque, New Mexico, Friday and Saturday. Turning to volleyball, it was a very busy weekend inside Carver Hawkeye Arena as the Hawkeyes played not only their home opener, but another 3 home contests. In its first game of the Hawkeye Challenge, the Black and Gold defeated in-state foe Drake 3-1. Rachel Bedell led Iowa with 18 kills, while Nikki Daly dished out 27 assists on the afternoon.
I love the way we killed the ball. I love the way Rachel killed the ball, for sure. She was on fire. Setters did a great job getting the ball to her in good times and good spaces, and allowed her to really take some good swings. And then Dietz, of course, continues to be one of our offensive stalwarts for sure.
Playing at home it's definitely such a different atmosphere. I mean, everyone in the stands is cheering for you and wants you to do your best. So it's a lot of support, and I think all of us enjoy it. Yeah.
Friday evening, things did not go as well for Iowa as Ball State handed the Hawkeyes a 3-1 loss. Saturday morning, the Leathernecks were next on the slate for Iowa. After splitting the first 2 sets, Iowa went on to win the next 2 to take the match 3-1. In the final game on Saturday, Iowa defeated Illinois Chicago, also by a score of 3-1. Alex Lovell, Bedell, and Alessandra Dietz reached double digits in kills. The Hawkeyes also traveled to Milwaukee Tuesday for a matchup with the Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers. You see here the final tally on your screen. A big match Saturday at Carver Hawkeye Arena for the volleyball team as the 25th-ranked Cyclones come to town. The Iowa Corn Cyhawk match starts at 7 p.m. And if you're going to talk about nationally ranked teams here at Iowa, more than likely the field hockey team will be in that conversation. Iowa had climbed to 8th in the country last week, and they showed it as they hammered the Central Michigan Chippewas 7-1 Friday. Iowa led just 2-1 at half, but scored 5 times in the second period, including Stephanie Norlander's 2 goals, Sarah Watro's 2 goals, and Natalie Cafone had a goal in each half as well.
I just felt like we were a little sluggish and we were a little bit on our heels. We weren't matching up defensively, and I think we just got their attention and they realized it wasn't going to just happen. They have to get more aggressive, and we got a little bit more aggressive and pretty opportunistic on our goal scoring too.
I think our first half obviously wasn't our best, but picked it up for the second half and played as a team.
I think in the first half we struggled a little bit because I think the energy was low in the first half, but then when we came out in the second half, I think it was a lot different.
We had a corner, and I was in the right place at the right time and got the rebound, first touch. And then the second goal, I just got a good block tackle, and Natalie Cafone was ahead of me, and I passed the ball, and she did a move and scored.
Sunday was less successful as number 10 Stanford defeated Iowa on a soggy day at Grant Field 2-0. Iowa is now 4-2 on the season and fall back just 2 spots in the poll coming in this week at number 10. It's now time for a weekend road trip to Ohio, including a Saturday neutral site matchup with Drexel and a Sunday contest against Kent State. However, they will be without one of their top players. In fact, she was just named the Big Ten's Freshman of the Week. We're talking about Stephanie Norlander. No, she's not hurt or in trouble. She'll be representing Team Canada in the Pan Am Cup in Argentina. Best of luck over in Argentina to Stephanie. The Iowa soccer team has concluded an unbeaten non-conference season once again. Matt Nelson has highlights of wins over St. Louis and Northern Iowa.
The Billikens of St. Louis visiting Iowa City on a beautiful evening for soccer. 16 minutes and 6 seconds in, Melanie Pickert near midfield, the free kick. And she absolutely drills this one. The 3rd goal on the year for the junior. 12 minutes later, Chloe Lacoste assists as senior Ashley Cottrell puts it in for her 2nd goal on the season. It was 2-1 Hawkeyes in the 68th minute, and the other senior Alex Mullane gets to work and scores. Iowa outshoots St. Louis 16-6, wins 3-2, improves to 7-0 on the season, and extends the program's non-conference winning streak to 24 games.
We actually had some of our better attacking of the year and created a lot of good goal-scoring chances. Maybe it could be a deal we let them creep back in with a couple mental things that I think are fixable, but I also think that we want to have that mentality to maybe try to put the team away with a couple more goals.
I think it was just a really good pass from Chloe. We got it, I think one of our midfielders played it through to Chloe. She won it and then crossed it in.
And then my teammate Emily Scott was like, Mel, just take a shot. And I was like, okay. I took a shot and it went in. So, I don't know.
Tuesday night at the Iowa Soccer Complex, Dollar Hot Dog Night. Everybody loves Dollar Hot Dog Night. The Hawkeye fans enjoying Iowa, outshooting Northern Iowa 26-4 on the night. The only problem was none of the shots were going in for goals. This game is scoreless in the 79th minute when Ashley Cottrell works it in and gets the assist on the Anne-Marie Thomas goal. However, UNI would tie the game just 18 seconds later. A final shot for the Hawks in regulation? No, we are heading to overtime. Overtime was short, only 14 seconds of it. Chloe Lacoste, Alex Moline, and Cottrell drills it. Iowa finishes the non-conference season unbeaten. The Hawkeyes are 8-0.
I think it was just me being in the right place at the right time. Alex saw me, I was open, and then I saw basically their whole team in front of me and didn't really have another option besides shoot.
It was almost classic where when we scored the goal, you almost saw everybody kind of take a long breath, but then we let down for a minute, and then they were able to finish. And we wanted to get the juices going as we head into the Big Ten season. I don't know if we'll outshoot a ton of teams in the Big Ten 25-4, but there'll be a lot of close games like that, so that same type of anxiety level in a game and trying to read play came out, and so we were able to feel that for as we went through the 91 minutes.
Matt Nelson, Hawkeye Sports Report.
Thanks a lot, Matt. The soccer team has a huge contest this Sunday. That's when nationally ranked Michigan visits Iowa City. Michigan was ranked 11th in the country until suffering its first loss of the year to Butler on Sunday. The Iowa-Michigan matchup Sunday is available live on the Big Ten Network. It was originally listed as a 1 p.m. match that is now slated to start at noon. Two other notes: the men's tennis team will begin its fall season at Purdue this weekend, and the women's tennis team will be in Minneapolis. We're back with new Iowa baseball coach Rick Heller and early highlights of the fall baseball season right after this.
Ground in motion, Purdue and an all-out blitz. And the man covered.
Welcome back to the HSR. It's time for segment 3 of the Week 4 edition of the Hawkeye Sports Report, and it's time for a new era in Iowa baseball. First-year Hawkeye coach Rick Heller brings years of experience to his new job, and Iowa was on the field Monday afternoon for its first fall season game.
Well, so far I'm pleased with 1 full week of practice and then the opportunity to play another opponent on Monday was good for us as a staff to have a chance to take a look at everybody and how they compete. But we were really not ready to play a game. We didn't have a lot of our stuff in, but it was nice to see the guys go out and play, and I thought they played hard, and I really think they're buying into what we want them to do. And we played great defense, only made 1 error in 16 innings, and that's a great sign. And for the most part, our pitchers threw strikes. So overall, very pleased with how we played. We need to find out how our pitchers are going to compete, strengths, weaknesses, those types of things that we can work on this winter in the off season, our individual time, You know, the pitching obviously is very important, and unfortunately we've got some guys that are injured, some returners that we may not have this spring that are key players for us. So we really need to take a look at all the guys that we have, and obviously if that happens where we don't have 2 or 3 of our top arms, some guys are going to really have to step up. So it's important for us to find out early what we have. And really in the fall, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have a guy work a high pitch count when we're not playing games for real. So I think you'll see that all fall in all of our scrimmages, and when we do play an outside game, you'll see short stints by all of our pitchers and try to get them out there as many times as we can. For a week of practice and a few individual periods, I was pretty pleased. I've seen some guys trying to make some adjustments. I've seen some positive changes, you know, especially the second half of the game on Monday. The first half, I think we're a little tentative, and you know, we'd like to be a little more aggressive when we do get our pitch early in the count and try to get our guys to get our best swing off when we get a pitch that we can handle. And I thought they did a pretty good job of that the second half of the game. We'll continue to work on that the rest of the fall as well. But I'm real happy with how the guys have responded to the stuff we've thrown at them. They've been very receptive and upbeat, and attitude's been great. And that's one of the main things that we wanted to come in and establish was a certain attitude that we wanted our team to portray on the field, and they've done a great job with that so far. You know, whenever there's a coaching change and you come into a new program that, you know, the players don't know a lot about us, we don't know a lot about them. So this 5 weeks that we have with them in the fall is crucial, and we've got a lot of things to get in, a lot of things to do, and so far so good. We're making good progress, but a lot of work to do.
The Iowa baseball team hosts Kirkwood this Friday at 4 p.m. Don't forget about the opportunities to see football, volleyball, and the soccer teams in Iowa City this weekend. Thanks for watching the Hawkeye Sports Report. Visit HawkeyeSports.com for complete Hawkeye coverage over the weekend. Go Hawks!